Hello, my friends and enemies. Glad you are here. This video is a part of a series that looks at characters in Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time, introducing them, showing their development, and providing details about their lives that make them the fantastic characters they are. The first character in today's topic is Thom. He first appears in Chapter 4 of The Eye of the World in the first book of the series. Now, he is described as somewhat old, having a gnarled face, shaggy white hair, and blue eyes, and is tall with stooped shoulders. You know, typical older fellow. And he wears a cloak that is described as having more patches than cloak, and more colors than you could think of, which conveniently is also quite thick, with strange baggy sleeves and large pockets, presumably to hold the tools of his trade, and his daggers, also the tools of his trade. He appears older than he probably is, given his spryness despite his hair and mustache, and he is often smoking a pipe. Now, for easy reference, I will refer to Amazon Thom as Terry, and Book Thom as, well, Thom. Now, in the show, I'll go ahead and pull it up. In the show, we get Terry, and he's like the local drunk that plays some music while everyone, looks about doing their own thing and just kind of there for the music and the sounds. Distractions, if you will. But he hides his Gleeman cloak inside of a duster, which a Gleeman would never do since it's a Gleeman's billboard marketing advertisement and how they get paid. Terry's instrument of choice is the guitar, and afterwards he walks around extorting tips from the patrons of the tavern and feels entitled to all the wealth in the room. Normally, the innkeep or tavern proprietor would pay the gleeman, and all extra came from the patrons willingly. Did I mention he is a thief? He steals Matt's coin purse from a thief who stole from Matt, but doesn't give it back. Presumably so Rafe could show off his sleight of hand skills and make him appear as a jerk for some reason. There are much better ways to show this. His sleight of hand skills through flourishing knives and whatnot. He has nimble fingers, it shows. Ironically, they do show his dagger skills later in the same town, but we'll get to that. The style of his singing. Well, Terry does not. Well, the style he does is not the same kind you would expect from a former quote unquote bard turned gleeman. It's like a Western throaty vocal that sounds like his throat was shredded by a garbage disposal. No offense to the actor. The song The Man Who Can't Forget doesn't make sense coming from Thom, let alone the authorities of the world would not allow it, much like the prophecies of the dragon. Also, they picked an actor who could sing and play guitar, so they have him play guitar. He doesn't have any showmanship, his hair looks unkempt, and he cares not for appearances. Doesn't feel like a Thom character. But now that we know who Thom is not, let's take a gander at who Thom is as per the author. Thom is a gleeman who proudly flourishes his patchwork cloak of random colors to let people know who he is and announces where he is staying to make more money. He is posh and extravagant, and he often knuckles his mustaches when he thinks and when he is like, interesting, definitely. There are several types of speaking, singing, like common, plain chant, and high chant. He likes high chant, but that is more for lords and ladies. The simple folk of the world prefer the common tongue. His storytelling is on such a level that he captures the attention of the attendees almost everywhere he goes. In some instances, people ignore him and he gets upset by it because they are buffoons and ingrates. He has an ego since he knows his knowledge pool and his ability to perform acts of wonder and quote unquote magic that makes people's eyes pop, makes him a highly sought after commodity. Even when he has an ego, it's really only in reference to those who think him simple. He is very kind to the lower classes, but then he has another side, and I don't want to get into it because it may spoil the series for you about him. But if you know, you know. And you can kind of guess this over time as you see him in the story, but that's for another more spoiler filled story and video. So, to compare these two versions that are allegedly the same character, have nothing in common with each other. Terry doesn't have charisma. He doesn't have an enchanting voice. No offense to the actor. But not everyone is an excellent singer. The guitar was quite ridiculous. The lack of staple items from Tom's character is just sad. Where is the mustache? Handlebar, to precise. Where is his harp and flute? Why is his gleaming cloak inverted? These are his visual staples. But I just want to go over a couple more of these images to point out the appearance Thom is supposed to have and kind of drive home pretty much his spryness for his appearance. I mean, his appearance could be in his 70s, but he also kind of confuses people with what his age and intelligence might be, but is also highly experienced in the world. Um, his many tricks and stuff that he carries around on him make him pretty useful utility wise for pretty much anyone he could travel with. And he does travel with Rand and Matt, at least for a time. Um, but I don't think he gets nearly as much appreciation in the Amazon TV show because they really don't care for a secondary father figure in the series. But that being said, Sam Elliott would be extremely ideal for this position. He might be a little bit too well known of a character, but he may be an actor, but maybe not. Um, I mean, we got Moraine as a bigwig actress, and I think Lana's supposed to be as one as well. So having Sam Elliott in the series isn't too crazy. But if they were ever planning, which I doubt, to follow the book series, having him on call but not in every shot would seem a little bit silly, probably. So it'd probably be understandable if they just pick somebody a little bit lower level, but Sam Elliott could probably pull it off very nicely. And lastly, I guess the most realistic AI created art that you could find probably online is this, and it pulls kind of his charisma with his, I don't know, his age. His white hair and his handlebar mustaches kind of give you a, I don't know, not a wizened look, but a man of experience look. And he's not frail, he's not weak. He has a sense of strength about him, but he also can play two sides of an event. So he's an intriguing character. But anyway, that being said, thanks for watching this video. Look out for more videos explaining more of the series content and what could have been changed to make it better than it already was, because not much there. Likely, there'll be more information on things only touched on in this video, so stay tuned. Walk in the light, my friends.